What's up, everybody? I just finished another book in the Fear Street Senior series. This is Prom Date. This is episode 11. These are named after episodes instead of actually like books. But yeah, I just call it book 11, whatever. There's only one more book in the series after this, and then I'll be done. And hopefully, God willing, I'll be able to just rank these books and actually be done with them. For those of you who don't know, this is not one of my favorite series of books. This is probably my least favorite series of books that I've read by R.L. Stine. And when I say by R.L. Stine, I use that very loosely because I'm 80% sure that R.L. Stine didn't write at least most of these. Because there's certain things in these books that don't even feel like Fear Street. I read The Stepsister too, which is a book that I didn't really love, but even the writing in that was just so much better and so much more familiar than this. This book, if I had to like just give you like a brief rundown of how entertaining this book was, the beginning was pretty fun, like the very, very beginning, and then the actual storyline was boring. Nothing happens. The ending, fantastic. And then, yeah, that's it. But we're going to go into a little bit more depth than that. But yeah, and I know that doesn't say much, but just the writing in general is just so basic and plain. Nothing happens. Um, it's weird seeing there's like mentions of Snapple in this, and I know that's like not like a '90s thing, I don't think, but even the writing there was just weird, and I've pointed this out in multiple books in the series, but yeah. So anyway, let me show you guys the step back cover art. I rambled on quite long enough, and also I want to show you this. My fiance kind of gave me some information, sort of, I guess, about this, but I actually got a signature by R.L. Stine. And I asked her, because that's actually in the back of the book, not the front. Usually, find signatures in the front. Had no idea this thing was signed. And I was like, why do you think they did that? And then she was like, well, maybe because it's like a blank page. So, got that, and then another blank page. So, yeah. And so she said, well, maybe they just don't want to mess up, a full page of anything. So, yeah. I'm assuming that's right. If you guys know any different, please let me know in the comments below. Also, there is this glass thing in this book, and I'm not entirely sure what like blown glass is, so I don't know if I just need to get out more or what, but there is this stuff here on the front, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. That's like, yeah, it's supposed to be written in some kind of way that's like some kind of like a weapon or something of choice, but the weapon of choice in this book is actually a knife. So I don't know where this came from. I don't know if that's just a broken blown glass figure here or what, but yeah. So the story itself follows this girl named Trisha. It follows Jennifer as well. So the story actually starts off with Trisha. She is, this is gonna sound incredibly crazy, but she is having her head pulled off by ghosts, and the ghosts are going inside of her head. This turns out to be a dream sequence. I'm not gonna spoil exactly what this is, but we know Trisha. She has like dreams. If you guys don't know by now, she actually has like visions, and she's the one that has this visions of the whole senior class like dying and stuff like that. So she has this dream where these ghosts are pulling her head off and whatever. So she gets up, and we learn that her parents are leaving for Europe, and her mom gives her this like tiny blown glass wishing well, and I don't know exactly what this thing is, but she says it's a good luck charm, and she takes it. I can't even really picture what this thing would be like. Again, not familiar with like blown glass. I didn't look it up or anything like that, but that's the way it's described. She says it's a good luck charm. So after this, we learn that there is a prom coming up, and Jennifer can't get a date. Like, she is trying her hardest to get a date, and nobody really wants to really go with her. So her and her and Trisha are hanging out one day, and she lets her borrow this wishing well, and she ends up wishing for a date. And she like describes this date or whatever. She actually wishes this date with somebody else. She wishes this date, and she really hopes that he shows up and is just really great and all this stuff. And she describes how like she wants him to look and act and all this stuff. And it's not even really a wish. It's more like she grabs it and talks about what she wants. And yeah, so it's not really a wishing well. It's yeah, whatever. So a couple days later, she gets a phone call, and it might be the next day later. She gets a phone call, and this guy says his name is Duke. He known her for a long time, and really wants to catch back up. She has no idea who this guy is, so she says, "Well, let's meet first, and then we can go out." So she ends up meeting him, and well, she ends up trying to go out and meet him, but he doesn't show up, and he ends up like no showing. And when she gets back home, it's one of the more ridiculous reasons, but he says his battery died in his car. So she's like, well, you got it fixed, can you still come see me or whatever? He says no, I ran out of gas. So yeah, sounds like he just has very bad anxiety, but whatever. um she eventually she eventually meets this guy named Duke. They eventually go to prom, and this is where the climax happens. And essentially what happens is he basically attacks one of these guys randomly, for a reason that's very, very low. Is basically he says he attacked him because he said that he looks like his tuxedo came from a garage sale, and he says as a joke. It's like not even serious. Um, yeah, and yeah, that's basically the climax of this book. So I'm not really gonna spoil anything else, but it's really fun. The finale of this book was bonkers. It was crazy. I really enjoyed the limo driver reveal, which I thought was great. And I thought I liked the fact of Duke, the who he was, where he came from, why is he here, and yeah, it's just it's kind of stupid, but it's fun stupid. Yeah, the prom date is not one that I really recommend for everyone, but I do recommend it if you just want something just kind of fun and gory. It takes a while, but it does get pretty good. Um, Another thing I want to point out is Trisha does have like a vision of Gary dying, which is her boyfriend, and he just kind of like blows it off. That happens earlier, and I kind of forgot to mention it, but yeah. Prom date, I give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. The beginning was somewhat okay, and then the middle portion was just not very good. I did think the stuff with Duke, like saying that his battery is dead and his ran out of gas, was hilarious. But yeah, prom date, I give a 4 out of 5 stars. Please let me know in the comments below if you've read this, if the finale is great. Um, what do you guys think about these books in general? And let me know what this is. Let me know what Blown Glass is. I probably should know, but I don't. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.